Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the 30 Days of WrestleMania. My name is Zach with the Too Heavy Wrestling Podcast, and in this episode, we're going to be talking about the WrestleMania 24 match between Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair. Now, this match holds a special place in my heart, as it would for many people. The two people in this match are one that almost everybody can say that they grew up watching. Of course, Ric Flair, the Nature Boy, was the WCW guy that turned to WWE. And of course, with his recent documentaries that have came out, you were able to dive into a lot more of what his life was. And we have Charlotte Flair to show for it now, being the current generation of the Flair family who's in the ring. On the other side of things, you have Shawn Michaels, who has been Mr. WrestleMania. He's been Boy Wonder, been the showstopper. He's been everything that WWE has omitted for years and years. And this story was crazy at the time because Ric Flair was, of course, getting up in age, and a lot of people still enjoyed seeing him get into the ring. But the things that he was doing to himself, a lot of it, stemming from the Crimson Mask that he would give himself, or he was in the Money in the Bank match just a few years prior at WrestleMania 22, in which he took a bump off of a ladder. It was one of the things you loved seeing Ric Flair there, but you also didn't like seeing what Ric Flair was doing to himself anymore. But nevertheless, that doesn't change the fact that we didn't want him to leave in the first place. So, of course, as this match, before it even started, the emotions were running high, and they know how to play off the emotion. Rick's crying halfway through the match, or probably even before that. Shawn knows how to make the emotion feel like he is regretting everything that he's doing, and they played off a lot of that when Shawn would stop himself from doing something, and Rick would basically tell him to man up and to finish the job. And that's what it ultimately came down to in this match, and that's the tearjerker and the thing that pulls your heartstrings is the zoom in on Shawn Michaels with the infamous "I'm sorry, I love you" before the sweet chin music to a crying Ric Flair, who was telling Shawn to bring it to him, basically. And that's ultimately what ended this match and what had gotten Ric Flair to now, quote unquote, retire from wrestling at the time. But again, from that, it culminating to the celebration that we got on Monday Night Raw just a couple days later. In general, it wrapped a lot of things up for Ric Flair that sometimes I wish we were able to keep back then, but of course things change and he's done what he's done since that match has happened. But ultimately, that is a match that I can go back and watch if I'm in that mood, and I can always get the emotion built up as if I'm watching it for the first time. But is there a match that you guys like from WrestleMania, or that does that to you from WrestleMania like this match does for me? Let me know down in the comments down below. But again, my name is Zach with Too Heavy Wrestling Podcast, and thanks again for watching the video, guys. Peace out.